Hello everybody and welcome to What If Italy Joined the Central Powers Part 2. This video took a long time to make due to the fact files kept on getting corrupted and Adobe Spark wouldn't want to work for me. But now it's finally here. I hope you enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave your facts that you want to point out saying that my version is wrong, even though this is just a thought exercise based on research. Enjoy. If we take a look at the map that we had last time, we can clearly see that some things have changed in quality too. Germany owns Belgium as well as some parts of eastern France. Ireland has become independent. The teams are monarchists, central powers, and communists. France has gone communist. We see Austria-Hungary lost a lot of its power, and that Croatia has become independent and Greece has gone big. In the mid-1930s, we can see that Germany and Belgium has started the first schism that will lead to a long string of events, with Belgium declaring independence from Germany and Germany being ready to destroy them. All they needed to do was march in and take the capital, but a lot of people have showed up to join Belgium and help them fight, which would put a lot of pressure on Germany to back down. With Belgium's independence being supported by the communists, France and the Soviet Union would prepare for war against Germany if they dare attack Belgium, while Belgians could march into German lands and claim them as their own. Germany, not wanting a fight in its weakened economy, would have to keep everything nice and tidy with their allies and wait to build up their military. They would remember this though. Greater Bulgaria, Greece, and Romania, seeing Germany being a weaker power, would leave the Central Powers, leaving Germany, the Czech Republic, and Sweden alone in the Central Powers. They would perform the Balkan Entente, which would be used to fight communists and keep a monarchy. While Scotland declares independence from an uprising, communist uprising, sponsored by the Irish. England and Wales would face the same problem as Germany, this time with Scotland, Ireland, and France fighting England if they dare harm Scotland. Wales and England would now stand alone, with the North Irish following communism and the Scottish also falling to communism, while the French would keep a safeguard over the New English Channel. Britain is surrounded. In the 40s, the Central European communists would see a weakened Balkans, seeing that Germany is no longer there to protect them. Austria-Hungary wanting to reform its empire, Greece wanting to protect itself from Croatia wanting to expand their empire, and the Ottoman Empire wanted more land from Bulgaria, who betrayed them in the last World War, would start a war, the Third Balkan War. Greece would fall quickly in the war to Croatia and Austria-Hungary, ganging up on them, while a bunch of small people wanting to revolt against Greece, wanting to represent their own nation, or at least being Croatia, would uprise. Greece would then fall. Romania would be left alone on the northern front, while Bulgaria manages to hold off the Ottomans at the time in the new Constantinople, which will soon be renamed to Istanbul. The second year of the war and the Second Balkan Entente member to fall, Bulgaria. After last hold of the newly conquered Istanbul, they would lose hope and surrender. While Romania dents the Croatian army, they cannot hold off against three armies and gets quickly discouraged, but they will remain fighting for now, to keep somewhat of a non-communist spirit alive in the Balkans, hoping that one day they can liberate the others. At the closing of the Third Balkan War, World War II is about to begin, but first, the peace deal. Romania would be resized to its now date to our timeline's borders, while Bulgaria would become a similar size, surviving, but not entirely remaining independent. The newly Macedonian People's Republic would become a new empire under the Ottomans, while Greece would also become a puppet. The Third World War. World War II in this timeline would be fought between the Central Powers and the Communists, or the European Pact. The Russians would try and push into Germany, while Germany would just try and hold them off. Little did they know a Soviet battalion is hiding in the Crimea, waiting to invade Ukraine. Germany would defend all of its sides. Austria-Hungary would try and take out the Slav Republic, and Germany would focus on France, trying to take them out early in the war, to not have to face a two-sided front. Germany would push into France and Belgium, Austria-Hungary as well. While Sweden would fail at protecting the Balkans and Germany Crimea, they would somewhat have a nice push into Soviet lands, but this would soon be invaded as the full Soviet tide prepares to release its monsters on, similar to what Germany did to them in World War I. France would get some more troops to spread out the German lines, while Austria-Hungary and Croatia would fight harder, while the Soviets would stay in Crimea, soon island hopping up to modern Ukraine, while Sweden would retreat back to the Balkans to secure a line. Germany, realizing their mistake, would run back to the fallback line to not lose too many men in the Soviet attack. France and Belgium will be able to gain more land back from Germany by having more forces and forcing Germany to focus on the Eastern Front to not be taken out too quickly. The Russians would slowly move their way through Estonia, losing many men. Germany would continue pushing into Austria-Hungary and Croatia, keeping them at bay, while the Soviets hit the fallback line, delaying their advantage with the Crimea. The Soviets would continue pushing Germany, while Germany continued pushes Austria-Hungary and Croatia, almost down to their capitals. While France and Belgium are pressing hard on Germany to try and capitulate them, with Germany losing more and more men, a huge morale will be saddened, while Ukraine would be entirely lost. Poland would hold on, as well with the Balkans. Belgium would begin its offensive and start pushing through lands, gaining a lot of their old territory, while France would almost gain back Alsace and Lorraine. Croatia, not wanting to be capitulated and destroyed, would surrender to Germany and absorbed into their empire, while Estonia would be fully lost and Latvia as well. Poland would hold on for the time being. With the victory of capitulating one nation, Germany would try and send embassies off to England and Wales to try and get them to join the war and call in their alliance, because they would be able to use their help to defeat the communists. England, fearing for itself, would not join the war, as they would be surrounded on all sides like Germany. But it would be simpler if they did, but England would not, and Germany and the Central Powers would stand alone. Germany would have to spread some of its troops thin with the new added Croatian territory. They would have to face fresh Ottoman troops. This would be a disaster for Germany down in the Balkans, while Sweden in the Baltics wouldn't be so hot either, as they would lose more men and the Soviets begin an island hopping campaign towards mainland Sweden. France and Belgium would rally even more men to push through Germany to capture Alsace and Lorraine back. This is where the end to the Central Powers would start to become, with Germany losing most of its troops in the Balkans thanks to Ottomans and Austrian encirclements, while Sweden would become a mainland defense and pull most of its troops out of the Baltics. France and Belgium would begin a huge push to capture all of Germany. This is when they get Alsace-Lorraine and a little bit more. Germany, seeing the end, would start to prepare a huge fall. With Sweden losing an island close to their shores, and some of their mainland ports are now being raided by the Soviets. The Czech Republic would be cut in half, while the Soviets continue a huge push through Germany. France and Belgium almost meeting the Soviets, and Austria-Hungary connecting all three fronts into one. This will start the end to the Central Powers. The Soviet horde in the late 40s would begin their invasion of Sweden, taking heavy casualties, similar to Normandy or Utah in our timeline. While France and Belgium would continue pushing with Austria-Hungary, the German troops trapped in the Balkans would fight valiantly but be destroyed. Soviets would begin pushing. The German army gets smaller and smaller each day, with more surrenders and more kills. When the Soviets finally land in Sweden, the Swedes, not wanting to fight in their beautiful homeland, would surrender. Germany, being all alone, all of their enemies close to Berlin, would have to surrender and begin peace negotiations. This would lead an epic Cold War, but the USA and most of North America would not have to worry about it, due to the fact they would remain isolationist since never entering World War I. The Swedish government would be replaced by a completely communist government. Schleswig and Holstein would become independent, while new nations such as the Rhine, Hesse, and Prussia, to name a few, would be put into the Confederation of the Rhine. Notable powerhouses are Hesse, Prussia, and Bavaria, who are quite big power. England, realizing their mistake, would begin to have a hard border with all communists. This has been the end to the series, What If Italy Joined the Central Powers? Thank you all for watching. I average around 100 views every video, except for that Spain one, and that's a lot for a channel my size, of roughly 24 subscribers, which is why I would ask you, if you like and enjoy my content, please subscribe and just stop viewing it just to view it. I want to try and do my very best to get content out, but I really need subscribers and likes. Thank you for watching. This has been Knights of the Alternate Table.